This is James Kalm, and we're coming to you from Pierogi. Here's Joe Armorine. Hey Joe.
Come on in.
And today we're going to take a look at Jim Torok's new work. And I just asked him if this show had a title, and he said it didn't, but he liked the idea of "Don't Forget Who You Are." This is a grouping of the, I guess what you call the more humorous works by Jim Torok. Although surprisingly, he's got a couple of pieces here that are pretty painterly, almost New York School abstraction. We're going to take a look in the back and see some of his hyper-realistic portraits, so you can sort of see the dual nature of his practice here. This is a whole grid of drawings here. It's really nice here, but I think Jim is one of the influential artists, especially Williamsburg artists, who has been creating work over the last 6 or 7 years that deals a lot with text and humor, talking about or writing about his daily travails in life. Plastic Jesus. My wife bought it for a friend at a gas station, convenience store in Middletown, New York. Quite spooky looking. Thanksgiving. They're out to destroy us. So this guy Chavez said that the President of the United States of America is the devil. Okay. I guess this kind of big-nosed, blank-faced, bald character is Jim's self-portrait here. This is actually an interesting piece. It's one of the more minimal, kind of reduced down paintings that I've seen. So this is oil on panel, 37 by 48 inches. Evil thoughts, anxiety, fear, worry, depression, uncertainty, bad memories. If I just believed in God, things would be a lot easier. I wouldn't go to hell for not believing in God. Okay. Don't be foolish, believe in me. You're killing your mother. Cut to the chase here. Instead, I think that when you die, you're probably just dead. That's an uplifting thought. This piece is a brief history of the 21st century so far. 2007, acrylic on canvas. No, acrylic on panel. 48 by 60 inches. This is I'm Feeling Quite Desperate, 2007, acrylic on panel. 37 by 45 inches. Now I asked Jim if he actually plotted these out and did preliminary drawings on the panels. He said no, that he pretty much does these straight ahead one-shot deals on these. Gee, my work looks like shit. It's not funny, everything I try to do is no good. In certain ways, there is a moral to these narratives. He's basically a pretty upbeat guy. Just don't think about it. You should be a better person. This is Life is All Right, acrylic on panel 36 by 45 inches. Sometimes I feel as though life is full of problems. There are good things too. This is called Explosion, 2007, acrylic on panel, 48 by 60 inches. This is You Were Wrong, acrylic on panel, 37 by 48 inches. And for its simplicity, I have to admit that Jim has got a pretty good sense of color here. Now here is the back gallery, and this is a group of small hyperrealist portraits that Jim does simultaneously with his larger, more satirical, humorous pieces. This is Mary Carlson, oil on panel, 3 by 3 3/4 inches. I believe this is Jim's wife. Nice dog. This is a portrait of Annie Herron. Annie was one of the pioneer gallerists in Williamsburg. She had a gallery that she started called Test Site back in the early 90s and gave a lot of the Williamsburg artists their first major exposure. We're talking with the artist Jim Torok here. One of the things I was really interested in was how you sort of deal with the contradictions between the very humorous pieces, the kind of the satirical pieces, and your very realistic small portraits in back.
I deal with it by telling people that I'm schizophrenic.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, I've always done both things. And when I actually realized that I could go ahead and just do both of them, instead of trying to combine them into one thing or doing something different, is when I really got farther with it, with both of them. So what I do is I use them both kind of playing off each other.
So when you get tired of doing one kind of a thing, you sort of switch over and do something else, and
yeah.
Or when you decide...
I think I would become crazy if I just did one or the other too much, because I started.
The other thing I noticed is that you have a couple of paintings in there. I think one of them is called Explosion,
See, Justin?
that are actually verging on like straight ahead abstract painting. Is this a new kind of a change, a new direction
yes.
you might be going in as well?
Well, kind of those are the most recent ones I did, and they were kind of done out of frustration, where I've always in the cartoons had places where I kind of just black it out.
Right.
And I realized at one point, well, that's part of the work, instead of trying to paint over it.
The erasures and everything else.
Yeah, just let it be, because that becomes part of the process. I painted many coats under them, and
right.
just painted over the whole thing. With those, I started doing that, and I realized I like what it is and what it says. It sort of makes sense in the context of the rest of it.
Are we going to see more big abstract paintings coming in your next show, or you don't know? Or
see, I never know. I never know what it's going to be. I just do a whole bunch of work, and
okay.
Right at this moment, I think probably, but I don't know.
Congratulations, the show looks great. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks very much for coming in and seeing the show.
Our pleasure. This is James Kalm reporting on the Jim Torok exhibition here in Williamsburg at Pierogi Gallery on North 9th Street. Thanks, Kate.